I have a question for you. What do you get when two attorneys walk into a courthouse? A dental student. I'm Mirissa Price, 2019 DMD candidate at Harvard School of Dental Medicine, and I'm here to talk to you about something a little more important than courthouses and family history. Actually, I'm here to talk to you about dental anxiety. I know, Mirissa, this is not a fun topic. Why do we want to talk about something we're afraid of? Well, actually, it's an important topic, because dental anxiety is something so many people experience. Dental anxiety is the fear of going to the dentist, the fear of the procedures, the sights, the sounds, the smells, maybe the fear of driving by the dentist's office or being on the same corner. And though none of us like to admit to having this anxiety, it is very common. Studies suggest that 60% of the population could have some form of dental anxiety. And when broken down, that means 27% have moderate anxiety, 19% have high anxiety, and 12% have extreme anxiety. Whoa, that is a lot of people. But that's good news, because that just means we're in this together. We're trying to figure this out together, and we're coming up solutions, you, your dentist, your neighbors, so that you don't have to experience this dental anxiety, or you can lessen your dental anxiety. Now, I kind of love going to the dentist. That's why I'm in the profession. But I have family members and friends who can't stand it. I know what you're going through, and I've helped them go through it. And I've studied a bit about dental anxiety in dental school. So here I am offering you 5 tips to make going to the dentist maybe a little bit easier, if not enjoyable. Tip number 1 is cognitive behavioral therapy. Now, this is a process of questioning your thoughts. Asking yourself, what is it that you fear? Is that a rational fear? Or maybe it's catastrophized. Maybe it's blown out of proportion to asking, what is the worst that can happen? When really, we haven't even asked, what's the best that could happen? Cognitive behavioral therapy is questioning what is reality and are our thoughts in line with reality. Now, my favorite form of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is something created by Byron Katie. It's asking yourself, is that true? Are you sure that that's true? Who would you be if you didn't believe that thought? And can you turn that thought around? So let's do an example. My mom needed a root canal. She was on the floor in pain, agonizing about going to the dentist, agonizing about the root canal. And she just wouldn't go. She said to me, I am afraid that going to the dentist is going to hurt. Well, time for some Byron Katie, right? Is it true that going to the dentist will hurt? We've all heard that horror story about somebody who had a root canal and it was the worst experience of their lifetime, and they'll never go back to the endodontist again. But did you know a lot of endodontic procedures actually are painless? So maybe at first you don't believe that it's true. You don't believe that going to the dentist won't hurt. But think about it again. Does your dentist really want you to be in pain? Chances are the answer is no. And if that's the case, then going to the dentist might just not hurt. Now, who would you be without that thought? Well, if you're lying in floor writhing in pain, chances are you would be a little more at ease because you know you're doing something to get rid of the pain. Chances are you'd be a little more relaxed when you walk into that dental office. Chances are you'd be taking care of your health just a little bit better. Chances are the world could be a little more at ease. If your world could be a little more at ease. If you could go through life without that fear. Now, let's turn this thought around. I am afraid that going to the dentist is going to hurt. Well, what about I'm afraid that going to the dentist is not going to hurt? Wow, I never thought of that. The pain in our body really is telling us something important. And that's really a good thing. It's telling us, hey, you need to go get that checked out. Something is wrong. So I am kind of afraid when my body doesn't tell me that. I do like it when my body tells me what to do. And another turnaround. Instead of I'm afraid that the dentist will hurt, how about the dentist is afraid that I'm going to hurt? Again, that's very true. As a dentist, the last thing we want is to put you through pain. We're here in a profession to create smiles, and smiles definitely involve making the experience relaxing, as pain-free as possible, and really tailoring it to what you need. Now, tip number 2 is dialectical behavioral therapy. Now, this is one my family loves because tip number 1 on the list is music, music, music. For my dad, it's a little country. For my mom, a little classical. For me, the top 40 charts. And thank you, Apple iPod, for letting us all bring our own music to the dental chair. Sure, your dentist has something playing in the background, but why not bring it a little closer to your ears, a little closer to your favorites, and make this experience something that you can swing your hips a little through, tap your toes, and really enjoy. Another DBT trick, dialectical behavioral therapy trick, is to have something in your hands, something to distract you. Maybe you put a stress ball in your hands. Your dentist might even have one in the office. Or you bring in some old toy, because you never grow out of toys. Or some silly putty, because that just makes a really cool sound when you squish it around. You could also bring soothing scents, a lotion, some lavender, and in the middle of an appointment, when you get a little anxious, return to that scent and return to that place of feeling grounded in what your body is feeling and smelling and seeing. Return to the tricks and tools that you know to put your mind at ease. Tip number 3 is mindfulness. Buzzword, buzzword, buzzword. We have all heard mindfulness. It involves deep breathing. It involves meditation. And it actually works. Some tips that you can do are, like I said, deep breathing. You could go to the dentist and you could say, wait, I need a timeout. I'm going to take a deep breath in to the count of 10. And a deep breath out to the count of 10. And I'm going to do that again to the count of 10. And a third time. And I'm going to release that breath. And when I release that breath, I'm going to feel a little heavier in my chair. I'm going to feel the cushion come to meet my legs. And I'm going to feel grounded in that moment. And that's a good place to be. Another mindfulness technique is the countdown from 5. At the dentist, we bring you a lot of help with this technique. Sights, sounds, tastes, feelings. You want it, we have it. So I like to put that in my control and focus on a countdown of 5 to really reground myself. So you start by saying, what are the 5 things that I can feel right now? Maybe it's the dentist's hand on my cheek, or maybe it's the chair beneath my body. Maybe I can feel a draft from that air conditioner. Whatever it is, notice it, feel it, and let it go. And then move on to 4 colors in the room. The gray of the walls, the beige of the ceiling, the blue of the chair. Notice the colors and let them go. Then move on to 3 smells. Maybe you smell what you had for lunch. Maybe you smell that solution that your dentist just put in your mouth. Maybe you smell cleanliness because the dentist is a clean place. Notice those smells and let them go. And when you're done, move on to 2 tastes. That bitter solution that we just put in your mouth, or maybe a little bit of water that was just swished through your mouth. Notice the tastes, accept them, and let them go. And finally, notice one sound around you. Perhaps it's the drill, but maybe it's the air conditioner. Maybe it's the sound of the assistant's voice, or it's a child in the bay next to you getting his very first cleaning. Whatever the sound is, notice it, appreciate it, and let it go. Another mindfulness technique is to notice your thoughts. We all have them, a constant flood of thoughts that come in, go out, come in, go out. Well, it's time we take them at an easier pace. So next time you're sitting in the dental chair, notice what you're thinking. Maybe you're thinking, wow, I am afraid of the dentist. Well, admire that thought. It's yours. Let it into your mind, but then let it go. Because another thought is coming. Maybe the next one is, wow, this chair is so comfortable. That's a good thought. Notice it, appreciate it, and let it go. Maybe the next thought is, ooh, is that the drill coming? Again, it's a good thought because it's yours. Notice it, appreciate it, and let it go. Maybe your next thought is, oh, I am tired. Let me close my eyes a bit. Again, a good thought. And maybe you'll follow that suggestion. But let it go. Notice it, admire it, and let it go. And just keep doing that. And you'll notice that the appointment settles down. Your heart isn't racing. You're really noticing everything around you, and you're in the moment more than you've ever been. Now, tip number 4 is my favorite tip. The dentist is a happy place. But Mirissa, we're afraid of the dentist. Hence, dental anxiety. I know. But the dentist office is a marvelous place. I can't get enough of it. I love going into all the cabinets. I love working with the patients. I love seeing people come in with their natural smiles and go out with even more natural smiles because we've cleaned off all that lunch that they left on it. I love really helping people live to their happiest potential, and that's something that happens in the dentist's office. But if you're not like me, and you can't see the office on its own as a happy place, bring your own happy place along. You're going to be spending at least 10, maybe 30, maybe 60 minutes lying in a chair staring at a ceiling. Why not turn that ceiling into whatever your imagination can create? So maybe your happy place is on Cape Cod, feeling the sand between your toes, watching the waves crash onto the shore. Maybe your happy place is in a meadow, where you feel the grass against your calves. It's a little scratchy, but a little damp and a little cool. It's very natural. You can smell the fresh flowers in the air. You can hear the sound of chirping bugs and maybe an animal in the distance. Maybe your happy place is just sitting on the couch with your 3 fluffy dogs and your parents watching The Voice. Whatever your happy place is, bring that to the dental office. Make the dental office your happy place. Imagine it while you're lying in that chair, and really, this appointment is going to be the best experience you've ever had. Now, tip number 5 is one that we all know, and it is so simple, and yet it is the hardest tip to follow. Believe me, I know. Talk to your doctor, talk to your dentist. Now, that sounds a lot simpler than it is. We don't want to admit that we have dental anxiety. We don't want to admit that we're not this brave person that can come and take anything. But chances are your dentist can tell. We don't want you to be on edge. We don't want you to be worried about what's happening next. And we try to look at your body language to understand what's going on and to make it more enjoyable for you. So really, come to the dentist open to sharing your experience, to sharing your fears, asking for help. And we'll come honoring your experience. We're not there to judge you. We're there to make this enjoyable and manageable for you. So talk to us, and we'll bring you some tips that can help. Maybe we do have that stress ball in the office. Maybe we can bring you in when it's quiet in the office, or you can bring a family member with you. Maybe it's just a matter of breaking the appointment down into smaller appointments. Or if you're like my mom, you just want it all done at once. That's it. One time in the chair and I'm out. Whatever it is, talk to us. We can't help you if you're not honest, and we really just want to help you. So hopefully, with these 5 tips, you can start to work on making the dentist a more enjoyable place to be. Because we as dentists love what we do, and we want you to at least enjoy that time you get in the cushy chair, because when else do you get to sit in a cushy chair like that? But really, we also want to put your mind at ease, and we want to help make this experience something that you can manage. Because hear me out, you can manage this, and you can do this, and you can walk out with a healthy, happy smile. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this most recent YouTube video. I'm Mirissa D. 2019 DMD candidate at Harvard School of Dental Medicine and aspiring pediatric dentist. You can follow more of my writing at marissaprice.wordpress.com, and you can stay tuned at Twitter at Mirissa_D_Price. I'd love to see you there. Thank you guys so much.